bedroom, which is my now yarn slash room. Yeah, my slash yarn room. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I got a lot of thoughts going around in my head all the time. Sometimes the things just kind of get jumbled up before they exit my mouth. Okay, so I've been trying to make it a point to make sure that I get my bedroom and yarn space area really taken care of or organized, so I can function in here because I am having to go into the common area, the living area. It's I'm working on it. I've got like this double closet back behind me, and it's like full of totes with yarn and things like that. And then I've got my yarn here, that's on this, wired shelving system, and it's just like I need to work through my stash, like in the worst possible way. I really don't need to be buying yarn. Like I said, I'm only going to be buying it if I need it for a project. If I absolutely don't have it, and then I'll get it. And then I realize like I got like several shades of the same color, and I'm like, I need to stop buying. I need to stop buying green. I got so much green right now. It's like I've got all these really super dark shades of green, and I've got some lighter shades of green. And I'm like, I got a boatload of green. I sell a lot of green things. Like I sell a lot of turtles, sell frogs. I need to make some more of those little frogs. They'd be with me for a little while, but I'm finally starting to sell them down, and they're cute. Anyway, so I'm actually working on chickens. So this is the Crafts Go Bloom chickens, Mama Miranda, Mabel chicken. I made a maple chicken. I've never tried to make a maple chicken. Well, I take that back. I have these tiny little mini chickens that this is a pattern that my kids sent me through Lemon 8, and they're tiny little Mabel chickens. They're so adorable. And I need to make a bunch of those so I can A, put them in my claw machine, and then B, I can also make them into keychains. Because when I made them into keychain size, they sold. They sold. So I did. That was a thing. I needed a little bump because my claw machine at the farmers market is not that big of a draw as opposed to when I go to the urban market, um, the flea market. So the flea market is, or I guess craft market, I don't know what you call it. It used to be called the urban flea, but now it's called the urban market. So she changed her branding or changed her name. So anyway, that's the thing. And I sell a lot of the claw machine here at the mesquite market, the farmers market. It's like I get maybe two or three, maybe two, maybe three people interested in the claw machine. Whereas at the flea market, it's just like, every couple customers. Oh, wait, somebody's here. Hello, y'all. Um, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be working on this right now. Hi there. How are y'all doing? Wow, quite a few people up in here. Okay. Well, I'm going to grab the chicken and show you. I gotta go around my bed here. And then let me grab that mini chicken and show you what I was talking about. Excuse me. I just ate a bunch of dairy. It makes me slurpy. Anyway, So these are the little mini chickens. Now this one doesn't have, I stitched eyes on this one. I think there's a reason why I am not selling this one, because I just don't like the stitched eyes on it. But it's cute. It's a cute little guy. Okay. And so he's kind of staying with me. I think he was the prototype. And so this is the Mama Moran chicken. So very different than, say, the maple chicken, exponentially. Very cute. I sell these, like a ton of these at market. Like I said, like my chickens are a little bit different than everybody else. A brown chicken, a white chicken, and had a black and white chicken. And like every time I would make, bring them up, she'd buy one. A new color, that is. So anyway, very, very popular item for me. And I was selling them for like $28. And I was like, holy crap. And then I tried to reprice it again. And I was like, I came out with $34, and I was like, no, that's too much. So I need to retime myself making these to see how fast it takes me, because the time that I had logged said it took me how many, what did I say, 96 minutes? No, I think it was the first time I made it. And I think it was the first time I made it with thread. Or something like that. Let's see. Did I multiply that by, no, 98. But 64 minutes. Did I multiply that by 64? I don't know. I'll have to look at it and see the math on that later on. I have it on my phone, which is what I'm using to record with right now. Let me see. Oh, you like my hair? Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Interesting. It needs to be washed. And I need to comb it. I didn't comb or wash my hair today. I just came in from working outside in the yard recently. And it was nice and humid and hot. Even though I was in the shade, but I was clearing out some volunteer trees. And you know what? I grabbed all my... Wait, here's that. Okay, so I need some yellow. And I've got yellow. Oops, sorry. I've got yellow right here. Oops. And I'm just cramming. As I'm cleaning, I'm just cramming yarn. See, it's just falling down. It's no bueno. I'm just cramming crap everywhere. So I just need some yellow for the beak. Just put that right there. Well, I hope you guys are doing okay today. I'm doing alright. I'm a little late today getting this out. I forgot all about it, to be honest. I forgot to be online. And this is really a light yellow. Will it be noticeable? I don't know. That will make it unique. So Alright, I'm going to turn this down just a wee bit. Here we go. Alright. Ooh, is this the yarn that I don't like? So I have hold of a yarn that doesn't do well for me. It sheds really bad. And it might be this one, because it's got a burnt tip on it. Now, notice that's a trick. So if you have a yarn that's really like a chenille style yarn, and it frays really bad at the ends, or it starts to shed really bad, you take a lighter and just melt that tip, and it keeps it from fraying, from flaking. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So see how it looks a little darker there at the tip? I took a lighter and I burnt that tip just to keep it from having the fibers come off the string. Okay, so okay, but this is just enough for me to get started. I mean, this is just enough for the beak, so that is fine. And I'm supposed to be timing myself while making this, but my phone's being utilized. Honestly, I did. I nearly forgot that I was going to go live today, and I did not make a uh, notification call any. So my bad. I just get busy sometimes. But I am, relieved I'm starting to eke out a space for myself in my room. So I will have everything set up. I think we had a problem with my monitor, my computer monitor, for a while there, and we removed it from the main computer, and it was acting up, and now it's working again. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it was just computer was acting. And I plugged in yesterday and it seemed to be working fine. So I have a table set up and I have my old PC set up right beside it. And I am going to use that to help with using my Cricut machine. Um, I think. I think I'm going to have that helping out with my Cricut machine. So I need to cut this. I don't have any scissors handy. And all my scissors are in the other room. No, smart, right? I don't think I have anything right here immediately handy. I have like nothing. Nothing that I can think of right now. I don't even have like nail clippers. And you can use nail clippers on yarn. It works out great. Especially if you're flying and you're not allowed to have like any kind of sharp implement on the plane. Nail clippers, you can actually use those. Dum 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 dum. Oh, I have to go and get it. Alright, I'll be right back. Let me look over here real quick. See if I've got anything. Oh, we go. Yeah, I took all my scissors out. Well, shut that. I don't think I have any in this bag. I own like 20 pairs of scissors. They're just not in here. Crap. I know I've got more scissors here, but I don't know where I put them. And I don't remember what bag that they're in. Bag or box. They might be in this box. Because that was the stuff that was on my desk a while back. I think. Yep. So I had a roommate move in with me and I had to switch. I had to give her my yarn room. Maybe this box. And I had to give her my yarn room. And then I had to switch from my other roommate that was originally here. I had to switch bedrooms with him so I could have more space to put my yarn. So that just made more sense. you know. So I had to completely move my bedroom and my yarn room into one space. And it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot of crap. I mean, I bought a boat of yarn like during pandemic and like a little bit after. Like the sales were good, and I bought a boatload of yarn, thinking that like, I'm gonna be crocheting like a mad woman, you know. And the sales were great. Like I was getting them for like $1, $2, $3 at most for yarn, and I was like, yes, yes. So I'm up to my eyebrows in yarn. Then I changed how I was crocheting, like what types of things I was gonna make to crochet, and I was like, oh, I'm changing the way I crochet, the way what I produce. And so I've got like a ton of like lace yarn and um, worsted weight and DK and sport weight. I got all that kind of stuff. I don't have. Then I started making amigurumi, so I started buying chenille yarn. And so like all the other yarns kind of been ignored because all I've been making is amigurumi because that's what sells. But I'm trying to get back into where I make more wearable items, more clothing, more accessories, things for home decor and things like that. So I'm trying to branch out of that too, but it's still a lot. It's a lot. So I don't want to make things just for the sake of it, to be making things. I want to make things with a purpose. So, it's a lot. Ooh, is there anything in this drawer? No. Nope. I don't think I have anything in this drawer. Anything in here? Ooh, some thread. Okay. No, I don't have anything to cut yarn in here. I don't want to go and get it. I'm going to go get it. I don't want to go get it, but I'm going to go get it. That's what I get for not cleaning up. Be right back. Okay, back, I promise. Okay. Okay, I'm back, finally. Talking about scissors. Scissors. Okay. And then... Okay, so I need to cut that. Now, just to show you an example of how this yarn likes to flake. Like it comes off really easy. So I don't have this issue with Bernat blanket yarn. This is Hobby Lobby Baby Bee something. It has the same texture as Bernat blanket, same texture, but it flakes too easy, and you cannot frog this. It will flake off, so you just get these little bits. That's why I have to melt the ends. So I'm only going to use it sparingly. Like I'll use it for like embellishments and stuff, but I've only got a little bit left. And the skeins really aren't that big. They're maybe like 150 grams or something like that. And I do my screen. I like to look at my skeins as in the measurement of grams. Like because that's how I figure out how much yarn I need. I actually do it by the weight, how much it weighs. So, all right, where's my hook? Where'd you go? There you are. Anyway, yeah, so with Bernat blanket, I don't have this issue. And let's see, and for velvet yarn, I don't have a problem with velvet yarn either. And when I say velvet, I mean it's like, you know, it's just different. It's the Velvety Smooth by Hobby Lobby. The Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth. That's really nice velvet yarn. I also use Bernat Velvet. That's a really nice yarn to use. It does not shed. And then Big Twist Posh, which is thinner than blanket yarn, but it's the same texture. And also I discovered that the Big Twist Teddy is also like that. So see how thin that is compared to Bernat blanket? It's like nearly almost half the size. But I really like this Posh. It's really nice. It works really well. I can frog it really well. Teddy, I think Teddy and Posh are basically the same yarn, it's just different colorways. Teddy is more geared for infants, like infant colors, baby colors, you know, light pink, pastels, muted shades. Definitely great for babies. But Posh has got like bolder, brighter colors, and so I think I could use them both interchangeably, um, which is really nice because sometimes I need brown, and brown is often one of the hardest things to find. And I love making things out of the Posh. I really do. I love the size of it. I like working with it a lot, and I can, you know, I can use like a 5mm yarn, and I'm not yarn, 5mm hook, and it works out great. Okay, so, all right, what was that? Okay, so I did that. So I need to do that, and then that, and that. Okay. So I got some tea. And stitch markers are your best friend. I love utilizing stitch markers. And I've got a small stitch marker collection, but I always use these plastic ones. I do have some of the metal ones and ones with the rounded end. And I do have some lever back ones too. But I always use these plastic ones. They seem to be the best. Let's see. Okay. And I'm also thinking about bringing my record player in here, my record player and stereo in here, so I can listen while I crochet. And then, you know, I was thinking about like getting internet in here, but I don't think I want internet in here. I was thinking about it for a hot minute, and I don't. Because it's kind of like the same concept of having TV in your room. I don't like having TV in my bedroom either. And it's the same thing with internet. Now, if I want to use internet, I can use my phone, but I don't want to use internet in here. Like I said, I will still utilize my computer once I get it finally the power hooked up and everything for it. I just got to get things moved around to where I can, you know, get it hooked up electricity wise. But then I learned that, you know, I've got a Cricut Explorer 2, and I don't have to have the internet to be hooked up to that. So that's nice. And I think I can connect my phone to it via Bluetooth. So I can probably use the Makerspace for the Cricut, and then use that to help make stickers and other things for markets and stuff like that. I have a friend of mine who does markets too, and he uses the snot out of his cricket. But he's got a cricket maker. He's got like the number three, the big the big guy, you know, the big model. And I just have the Explorer 2, which has been discontinued, but I can still utilize it. I can still use it. I got it from Joann's a few years ago, and I really haven't used it that much, but I kind of want to use it now. I think it would be really good to help me make signs and, you know, stickers, those types of things for my markets. Also, I think people also utilize them for making fabric eyes, like felt eyes for their almies. And I'm like, I might play with that a little bit. I might, you know, see how that works out. Or even if they use them for um, the backing on clear safety eyes. Um, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to, you know, look at that and see if that is a thing. I'm not crazy about the felt eyes. I really just do like the button eyes. I really like the safety eyes. I really do. Um, but some people really do like the uh, the felt eyes, and even some makers even make them and sell them on Etsy, which is cool, you know. But I don't like the idea of gluing on eyes. I don't like the idea of using glue. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of glue. Um, I'm not saying that I will never ever use glue, but I just don't like the idea of it for, you know, for my amis or anything like that. I have tried using fabric glue on, you know, to glue on a patch, and it just didn't work. I just think it looks tacky. And just knowing that, you know, that's just me. It's just me. And that fabric glue was not tacky enough, right? it, yeah, the patch came right off the front of a hat. I was making a hat for a nephew of mine, and the patch came right off the hat. And I should have just tried to sew it on, but it was one of those iron-on patches, so yeah, it just wasn't happening. Just was not working. So anyway, okie dokie, artichoke. All right, sorry, I had to look at the screen on my phone is really small, so I kind of have to get right up on it to really see what's being said or to see how many people are here. There's only one other person other than myself, which is all right. Okay, increase single crochet 3 up to 35. Okay. Make sure I've got 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, yes. And also in the past, I've been online using the, you know, camera, a separate camera from my computer. And every time I do there, it quits on me. And I don't know if it's the computer or the camera, but one or the other. It will just totally, like, within a few minutes, it just totally just goes away. It just quits working. And I'm just like, this is not cool, you know. Um, so I've had a few lives where they're just immediately cut off. I don't think I'm going to have that kind of issue with my phone. But I do have a visual problem with that. And now, one other time that I was using my phone for a live. I pulled it up online and was watching the chat online on the computer screen. That seemed to work out pretty good. But I think I'm only going to make like 3 chickens if I have enough yarn. I need to start making stuff for 4th of July. And I want to make a few little bald eagles. Those are so cute. Have any of y'all seen those little crochet bald eagles? They're so cute. I want to make some of those too. And I also need to make some more smaller items. So at the Mesquite Market, I noticed that the demographic there really likes to buy small items. So they really don't like to buy bigger items. I like smaller items, which works out fine. Um, so it's it's just interesting, And then from moment to moment, seeing different vendors there. Um, some of them have kids that come up there and hang out. So I'm always starting to carry candy all the time. So I always carry like lollipops or like Tootsie Rolls, those types of things. Kids seem to really like that. And then if they're market kids, when I say market kids, like if they're like at the market with their parent who is a vendor or so on and so forth, I'll give them like a sticker or something like that. And I just buy, stickers from Amazon, but I've got a boatload of them right now. So hopefully I will be designing my own stickers. Hopefully. Okay. Maybe one day. Fingers crossed. Oh, I did not do this right. See, I'm chatting and I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. Alright, so that's 1, 3. Increase. So for the 4th of July items, to make, I'm probably going to be. I need to make some earrings. Now I'm not a big seller of earrings. Like they don't really sell well for me. But the thing is, I only have a few, and I think they're, what I would be making would be very seasonal. I need to make them now during the month of June before the 4th of July. So people can, use them, later on. I saw some really cute ones, like they were just different stars, but they were red, white, and blue. They were just kind of, like in a row. And I thought that's cute. It's easy to do. They wouldn't take hard to do. I would just need to make a bunch of them and just block them. And I probably should have like half a dozen pair or so. And that won't take long to make at all. Like earrings are so easy to make. And you just need a few jump rings, some earring hooks. It should be pretty easy peasy. And then thinking about making maybe some hair accessories, like not necessarily like a scrunchie, but like a bow on an elastic, hair elastic, So I'm thinking about, making the bow like red, white, and blue stripe, but yet it's crocheted, So I think that would kind of give it a different appeal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Yes. Okay. Okay, and then 42. And then I need to make some more ducks. Ducks, ducks, ducks. And 2, 3, 4. I need to make mallards. Because I haven't had mallards in quite a while. And everybody loves mallards. And another thing that sells really well for me are potato pugs. So basically they're like little pugs, but they're like round and oval like potato. They're super cute. But they're not no-sew. So I have to take the time to make them. But every time I make them, I sell them. And I usually make them out of cotton yarn. But I've got brown. So maybe I can make them with... I don't have a dark brown. I've got like a medium brown. But not like, it's like... I would prefer to make them with like a dark brown. Like ears and muzzle. And feet. But if I don't, I'll just use black. And I think that'll be fine. But that was a pattern a friend of mine sent me. They took a screenshot of it and they sent me that pattern on Facebook Messenger, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a try. And people love it. They're super cute. And they got the little pink tongue sticking out. They're so cute. And when I make them out of cotton yarn, they're only like maybe like 3.5 inches to 3 to 3.5 inches tall. They're not really big at all, but they're super cute. Okay, I lost track. Okay, so that's increase 1, 2, 3, 4. And people love their dogs. Increase. So I do want to eventually do a full month of just making pets. I think that would be a lot of fun. And then I thought about, doing the animal alphabet. Or making things out of food. I thought about that, like make everything like a food theme, I thought about that. Just to make it, different and exciting. But that takes planning because then you have to curate yarn and colors, that you would need for those particular types of themes. So if I were and also try out patterns before I get out, and you don't want to stick with just only um, cats and dogs. You want to explore fish and you want to explore birds, lizards, like a bearded dragon, snakes. You want to hamsters and mice and rats. You kind of want to encompass all of those things. Ferrets. You want to try to do all the animals that are pets. Bunny rabbits. So you would have to make a variety that represents, and there's like a million different types of dogs. I mean, seriously. And they're all different shapes and sizes. I mean, to me, it's amazing the evolution of dogs, how they're so similar but yet they're so vastly different. So that the species of dogs is amazing because they vary in size and personality and demeanor and colors and their shapes. They're just freaking different. And yet, you know, we get all these different types. And, um, and they can interbreed. And that's what's so interesting about dogs. Um, and, the same with birds. Birds are like that too. I don't vastly different. They're like dogs. They're vastly different, from the different sizes to, like what other animal is like that, that I can't, off the top of my head, like that's like a pet, because you got ducks, you got chickens, you got cockatoos, and parrots, and those are all different, vastly different types of birds. You've got your raptors, which are like owls and eagles and hawks and things like that. So they're all so vastly different. Um, as opposed to something like a hummingbird. Now, I don't think that they typically can interspecies mate like a dog would, like a dog would. Dogs can pretty much breed with any other kind of dog. And they can even breed with, like, with wolves and stuff. And that's what's kind of cool about dogs, is that genetically they're all kind of similar. They have a lot of the same base background genetically. That's kind of neat. Now for birds, I don't know if some birds could genetically inter, interbreed. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting concept. Okay, so I need to count that to 42. Let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. All right, I got it. Okay. I was also kind of thinking, like, how cows can be a little bit different. I think cows can interspecies, or bovine, So I think you can actually breed different varieties of bovine with each other and get different ones. Like, I think you can probably take, a Hereford, which is your I think Hereford is like the black and white dairy cow, but I think you can actually breed that with a Brahma, which is like those really big cows from India, like the ones that got like the big old honking hump on its back. I think you can breed those. I think you can do that with certain types of horses. I don't think all. I mean, like I imagine, I don't know if you can take a Clydesdale and a miniature and like a Shetland pony and breed them together. That would be crazy, but I think it could happen. It would be crazy, you know. And I think you can interspecies rabbits. You can probably breed out types of rabbits with each other. I bet you can take a jackrabbit and breed it with an Angora. You know, um, I think you can do that with sheep, and you can do that with goats. Um, I know you can definitely do it with chickens, but I don't think you can do chickens and ducks. That would be weird. Or a goose and a duck. That would be weird. Okay, let's see, where was that? Okay. Okay, 5, and then 34, and then increase 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now let's go do 34. And you know, and fish are like that too. Like, there's so many different varieties of fish. Um, you know, but I don't think that there's. I guess Canis is the family, is what it's called. And if you're looking for biological terms concerning dogs, um, so um, kingdom, phylum. What exactly is a phylum? I don't know. Anyway, kingdom, phylum, King George. No, King Philip. Kingdom, phylum. I don't even remember that. I don't remember the thing to help you remember that. I haven't thought about this stuff since like middle school, since biology in middle school. Okay. Yeah, there's so much stuff that I don't use nowadays. I kind of wish I did so sometimes, you know. I guess you wouldn't, you know, if maybe if you were into like any kind of anything that deals with animals, I'm pretty sure you would definitely need it, you know. Like if you're a veterinarian or if you did animal husbandry, you know, you probably would be interested in those types of things. As opposed to just being a biologist, you know. Okay. And then we're going to do 740 and 3. Let me count this. It's supposed to be 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 30, 32, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to change the subject a little bit. So I'm thinking about, you know, making things for 4th of July, so on and so forth. Um, Making themed items. Can kind of translate, because, you know, between Memorial Day and I guess Labor Day. So I guess you would have, I wouldn't say Labor Day, maybe, because you got Memorial Day, 4th of July. I really wouldn't consider Labor Day to be a patriotic holiday. Is it? Isn't there another holiday in August? I know they got Veterans Day in November because it's right on my kid's birthday. It's always right on my kid's birthday. What is that? Interesting. I see something on my window frame and I don't know what it is. I can't see. So I don't know if that's like a chunk of wood missing or what is that? It looks like a dirt dauber nest. Kind of does. It looks like a dirt dauber nest, and I'm like, no way. But I can't see it from here. I'll have to get closer. It could be just a chunk of wood missing. I can't tell what it is from here. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to get a, look at it later, just to figure out what it is. Hmm. And I hope to God it's not what I hope it's. I hope to God it's not like termites or anything like that. Because we do have a problem with termites in my neighborhood. Because these are old wood houses. I see them on occasion, but I hope to God that's not like a termite thing. Then I've got a bad problem if it's like that. Anyway, I don't need more things to worry about. So I don't know what that is. I can't tell what it is. Oh, it could be a tag hanging on the string puller. Maybe that's what that is. I can't tell what it is because I'm kind of blind. I just know it's not moving, so it's not like flapping in the wind from the fan, So I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you it's like the tag hanging from the drawstring for the blinds. Anyway, okay, so this is 3. This is 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, then I need to count 40. Is that right? Yeah. 40 and then 3 increase. But getting back to things to make for market for summer, 4th of July for summer, definitely. Okay, so I want to make some market bags, but I want to make the kind that they're foldable, if you know what I'm talking about. Like they can fold up into like a little pouch, and I really want to make a bunch of those. Those are so cute, and they don't look like they would be really hard to make, and I could probably sell those pretty well. Like I can sell um, I can definitely sell those for the farmer's market or even urban market. I need to have some market bags, some mesh market bags. I think those would work out really good. And Lord, I have enough. I have enough yarn right now to really kind of knock out some of that stuff. I have, and the thing is like I've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I don't have like a boatload of one thing. I've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. I need to work through it. I really do. And I'm hoping that I will. Um, so I had a comment on one of my videos recently, and from like 5 years ago, and I had forgotten all about this thing that I had made. And I was like, oh, I remember now, but from watching it, that I was going to make a bunch of these things, and I never did. And I need to because they're super cute. So I need to start working on that too. Like there's a million and two things I really need to start to work on, and also when cleaning up, you find things like I found like a whole bunch of whips, things that I had started and never finished, you know. So I've got that problem. Let's see. I mean, just a lot of stuff. Okay, so we're gonna do 20 and then make a wing. Okay. Boy, howdy, do I have a problem with that. Okay, like so far to my knowledge, I've got like 3 no, 4 blankets that are not finished. And I realized, I come to the realization I don't like doing blankets. But I got friends who know how to do blankets. So I can pass the buck along to them. I'm like, yeah, I got a person for that. I know I can. I've got a person who will make you a blanket. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. And 20. Oh, I gotta do a triple. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're gonna skip that one. And then I need to do how many again? 22. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. I'm gonna do a wing. No thing like a chicken wing. Ooh, chicken wings sound good right now. Some barbecue chicken wings, heck yeah. I even like buffalo. Put some Sweet Baby Ray's on there, heck yeah. I like that Sweet Baby Ray's. 1, 3. Okay. Alright, I want to make sure that this is lining up. Because I have a real problem with this pattern. I don't know if it's my tension. But my wings, according to her pattern, my wings are not even. And they're not. They're still not even. See how one is a little bit higher than the other? And they are not even. So if I take the tail, lay that flat, yeah, they're not even. And this is what kind of throws off the entire pattern for me. So yes, I don't know if my tension is different than her tension. Also, when I used to make this, I used to use a 6mm hook. I know, and now I use a 5 millimeter hook. Chicken head also uses less yarn that way. And my chickens were like a lot bigger. Now they're not as big, they're a little bit smaller. So, and that's why I like, when I was, checking on, how much it costs for me to make these chickens and sell them, and I'm sitting there thinking like, holy crap, these are not worth $35. Um, in my opinion, I don't think they're worth $35. Um, so that's why I'm planning on timing myself. Okay, so I'm gonna make this chicken right here with you guys. But I need to make another one and time myself making it. Make sure that I have the actual um, time recorded for it. So make sure that I am pricing these out correctly. I did go up $1 for my pay for back in January. Like everything's gone up. Everything has gone up like exponentially. Like I my income is not matching what's going out right now. It's gotten so much higher. Like everything has, like all my bills have gone up. Everything. And I'm not joking, like everything. Hmm. So, you gotta do what you gotta do when you can do it. So that's what I'm starting to do, like for markets. Three, at least three. I don't want to do the last week of the month because that usually, I think a lot of people are just not spending money on the last weekend of the month. I think they're just trying to save money for um, mortgage and paying rent and things like that. Uh, so yeah, definitely. I don't know. I'll have to play with it and see. And I might be surprised. I actually might do a fourth weekend. Like this weekend would be actually a fifth weekend. So last weekend would have been a fourth weekend. This weekend would have been a fifth weekend. So I would have to, maybe I need to reevaluate that. So what I would have to play with it and see what I can manage. But then I gotta save up and pay for um, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 markets for next month, and so yeah, it's gonna be a lot of money going out. So hopefully I need to, I can do what I need to do. Okay, so I need to do. Is this even? Okay, so I think I need to do that one more. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's take a look and see if that is more even. Yes. It's pretty even for the most part. I think it could go over one stitch over a little bit, maybe. You know what? It's gonna bother me if I don't do that. Okay, so I'm going to go over one more stitch. Also, when I was cleaning up, I noticed that, talking about whips and things like that. So I had started to design a cowl. It's a ribbed cowl, but it goes all the way down to your elbows. And I like that idea because, you don't want um, anything to, like, uh, keep you from being warm, from being cold, but you don't have to wear a big old heavy coat all the time. Also be like a fashion piece. So kind of want to make one of those. Kind of want to make one out of velvet yarn. I think that would be really nice if I made one out of velvet yarn. I think originally I was going to make one out of velvet yarn. And I think it would look really cool. Is that the AC? No. I think it would look really cool. So I had purchased some Velvety Smooth from Hobby Lobby to make one, and I never did, like, did I make one out of velvet for her? I made one for my sister, my newfound sister. So I made one for her, but I don't remember what I made it out of. Did I make it out of Velvety Smooth? Or did I make it out of black yarn? I don't remember. I don't remember what I made. But I had never used Velvety Smooth before then. So that was new for me because I'd always admired it though. And it's really a beautiful yarn. And it's like this dark, like super dark gray, like almost black. It's really pretty. Um, like I think I should make some of those out of that. They're like these ribbed cowls. Um, but I took the inspiration of the ribbed cowl and starting to make it with something else. And so I don't know if I'm going to keep this design, but I might. I don't know. It's different. It looks kind of cool, but I'm not sure if I like it or not anymore. So sometimes, it's like you work things like in your head. It's like it's going to work out, or it could possibly work out. You just have to work it out to make sure that it does. But I'm looking at this and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if it would work out because sometimes when you're making clothing, sometimes, especially if it's like, anything that's kind of like of that same texture of knit, you don't want to go too textury. Sometimes just saying the beauty of the yarn is enough. So I didn't want to go too textured on it, so I don't know. I might, because what I was doing, making something real similar to it, to the ribbed cowl, but like the neck was definitely going to be like the same style, but the rest that are going to go down like to the elbows was going to be like a basket weave, and I'm not sure if it looks nice or not, and I'm not, just have to play with it. I have to see, and it took me to other ideas of ways of making it. So I'd have to kind of work with it and see and how it would look. Maybe with some button embellishments. I don't know. It's like one of those things you just have to kind of work with and see how it would look. Excuse me. Anyway, yes, so I finally got the wings even. So they're pretty even on both sides. Yeah, yeah. And, ooh, what time is it? Oh, you know what time it is. Ooh, I only have 17% left on my phone. It is 2:24. Okay. So I'm going to go here in a few minutes, because we only got like a few minutes left on my phone. Okay. So we need to attach the eyes and attach the comb. And I was really worried I didn't have any red yarn for the comb, but I do. I actually found some when I was cleaning up. I found some when I was cleaning up, and I had just enough for the comb on this chicken. I had, for one, and then I found another part, a mini ball like this big of red, and I was like, yes, it's just enough. It's just enough. And I need to get the safety eyes and I found all my safety eyes. Like I knew I had I have someone who wants me to make them a voodoo doll, and so I use one safety eye in the voodoo doll, just one. It just only has one eye, and I could not find them, and I finally found them when I was cleaning up yesterday. So yes, so I can finish that that voodoo doll. And hopefully maybe I'll get it done today. We'll see. I've got to get dinner started soon. I think I'm gonna make curry. Yeah, it's either curry or I make homemade pizza. And we just had Italian like yesterday, the day before yesterday. Like I made pasta primavera, so I don't want to make it Italian. And then I could do enchiladas, but I'd have to make tortillas. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to make tortillas right now. Like today is not a good day to make tortillas. Because I kind of want to go hang out with my friend. I don't know. I think curry sounding quick. Curry in a hurry, right? Okay, let me go get the safety eyes real quick. But I think my crew really likes. I think it will be eaten up real fast. Is this the one that I used yesterday? Yeah, I think so. This one or the other one? Or is it on my bed? Okay, there's my safety eye thingy tool. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's these many comebacks. Okay. Do some of these. damn. Okay. We'll be right there. I think those are what I used for this one. Okay. Okay, so okay, so pack of safety eyes. And then which ones did I use? I used those. I don't think this is the same pack as what I used yesterday. I don't know. Seems different. Are these the same? No, this one's slightly bigger than the other one. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a different pack. Okay. One of these is going to match this one. Yeah, okay. And then are these the same? I'm going to assume yes. That's another thing I need to order is more safety eyes. So, I love this thingy. It is, you can find these made out of plastic or you can find them made out of wood. I've seen people 3D print them. I've seen people make them out of resin. But these are really handy. I like these things. So you put the post of your safety eye through that and the washer, and you just snap it on there. It makes it so much easier. Okay. Like, hit that easy button if you can. Okay. So get your placement. So I think that's looking cute. Okay. And so, okay, so you got your post for your safety eye right there. You're going to put your washer on top of that. And then you're going to take your thing and you're going to snap it on. It saves your fingers. I promise you. I promise you. It will save your fingers. Oh. Hey, Carrie. How you doing? How's it going, sweetie? Oh, yeah. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. So, here we go. We got safety eyes on. And now I can also put the comb on. And I gotta get that red, which is like right there on my bed. I need to go get it. The red is on my bed. I think. I think. Yeah, here it is. Let's see it. Oh. Alrighty, dighty. And so, last night I had a little bit of an interesting time with doing the comb. Now, according to her instructions on the tutorial, what I also have written down, you do it around, you do surface crochet, and then you build on top of that surface crochet, but she had it where you do it around round 2. I think I need to do it around round 3. Just looks better in my opinion. But because of the nature of where the stitch is, it kind of looks slightly off-centered. So I'm just going to have to make do with what I got. And it's, the art of crochet is not perfection, it's the art of beauty. Making it look beautiful, not necessarily making it look perfect. So if you want perfection, you might as well get it machine made. Because crochet is not perfect. It's beautiful. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. So is that lining up? I think so. Slightly off. I can't seem to quite, in between things. I'm doing okay. I've just been really, really busy lately. So I had a roommate move back in. She had a stroke. So a friend of mine who had a stroke moved in with me. Okay, I had to give up my yarn room for that. So I had to move. I had to switch rooms with my other roommate. So I had to have the bigger room so I can put all my yarn into the bigger room, to the bigger room for which is now my bedroom and my yarn room. And so she came back about like a week and a half ago. And what was that? That's outside. Anyway, so she came back about like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks now. And so, just trying to find a quiet place to be in my own house. And when I say she came back, she went away to a rehab facility. She had a stroke, and then in between her moving in and then waiting for insurance to kick in, and when her insurance kicked in, they were able to send her to a rehab facility. So she was there for 3 months during the rehab, learning how to working on her cognition and things like that, and just kind of give her a place to land until she can get her life together, because of the stroke she can't work. She's having a difficult time. She um, lost peripheral vision out of one of her eyes, and then the part where she had a stroke in, she lost she lost recognition of uh, letters and numbers, so she couldn't read. She can't read, so she has vision lost. She can't read. She did not lose any kind of body function or anything like that, but she can't. She has a hard time with things, and so now she's officially like kind of in the blind gang, and she doesn't have any family per se. All her family lives abroad, but away, like in other states. So she just kind of just kept begging me and begging me to come, for me to let her stay with me. And I just I couldn't tell her no, you know. I just felt really bad, because if I was in a situation kind of like that, then I would want somebody to try to help me out. Oh, that's the trash can. That's what I hear. I'm like, what's that noise? It's a trash can outside. Trash truck. It's trash day. Anyway, so I had to cram all of my yarn into my bedroom, and then cram all my bedroom into the same yard. To the same room, and it was just it's a lot. It was a lot. I got a lot of yarn. I have a lot. Too much. And I know some people are going to be like, just give it away. And I'm like, no, I spent money on this shit. No, forget that. Much money on this. I'm going to make it work for me. So I'm trying to figure out how to make this space function for me while I'm doing market stuff and things like that. Also, I want a quiet place to do my lives. You know, even though I have to use my phone, I just need a quiet place. So, you know, I don't have people walking through the house. You don't have people making noises in the kitchen or anything like that. So this is my quiet place. I'm just going to try to make it work. So I cleaned it up a lot yesterday. It's not completely clean. Like I still have boxes of yarn and other things all over the place, but at least I can walk in it. And it was pretty bad that I couldn't walk in it. And so I just was trying to find a place where I can, you know, come right back to and focus and work. So that's what I need. So here I am. I'm going to do my lives in here. And it's not that, but she needs, sometimes she needs help, and she needs help like right then and there. And sometimes I'm just like, well, I'm kind of doing this thing, and um, don't be wrong, I like her, but we're different people. Do you understand what I mean by that? Mm-mm-mm. Okay. And I'm just trying to say how much time, how many, oh, I got 9% left. I'm going to have to go soon. Anyway, okay, let me finish this comb on this chicken so you guys can see it. Okay, so if I remember right, and I don't remember right, it's a chain 2. Chain 1, skip the stitch, okay, 5 double, then slip stitch, then it's chain 2, treble, okay, alright, so chain 1, turn, skip stitch, okay, we're going to do 5 doubles, and also, I can probably hook up my charging cord to my phone while doing this. I probably could do that. I just now thought of that. Like I could do that. Okay, so I'm doing the comb on this, and then I'm probably gonna have to turn this off because I got stuff to do. I gotta start making dinner. I don't know if I'm gonna go hang out with a friend of mine today. We are kind of talking about it yesterday, but I don't know if we're gonna hang today. I need some friend time. 2, 3, 4. I need to hang out with my buddy. You get out of the house. Someplace that's not the backyard. Don't get me wrong, I like the backyard, but I live in Mosquitoville. I mean, mosquitoes will just overwhelm you. No matter how much bug spray you put on a bug repellent, and they love me. Okay. And then I'm just going to slip stitch, okay. No chaining, just slip stitch. And I even make my own bug repellent sometimes. I make it out of essential oils with ones that I have. I think I need to make a fresh batch because I put some on. Usually it works, but I put some on earlier today and it didn't quite work, so I still had a mosquito bite me. And I think it just loses its potency after a while. I've had it, it's been in there for about like a year now. I made it last year, last summer, last time I made it. Okay. Alright, so there we got the comb. And then I'm going to tie it off in the inside. Well, it's like not just my yarn room, it's like my bedroom too. Okay, alright. There we go. We got the chicken mostly done. It's about halfway done now. Now the rest is going to be building the tail and closing up the bottom. So he's about halfway done. So, yay! It's cute, cute chickens. I love these chickens. They're super cute. Like, this is the finished product. So, and I sell them. I sell a butt ton of these. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not my design. This is Crafts Go Bloom. This is a tutorial. This is called Mama Moran, and so I can't claim that one, but it's pretty good pattern, and everybody seems to really like them. Anyway, I gotta get going. I gotta charge my phone. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to skedaddle, and I got to get dinner started. I got to do dishes and get dinner started. So anyway, I will see you guys later. Thanks for popping in and saying hello, and I hope you guys have a great day. All right, bye. Ta-ta for now.